Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Today, we're digging into a fascinating Reuters report via Cox Automotive that reveals a real head-scratcher in the world of electric vehicles. Let's dive in.
All right, let's just jump right in. Here's the number that shocked the industry. In November, Tesla's U.S. sales took a massive hit, dropping by nearly 23% compared to the same time last year. Now, for a company that's pretty much defined insane growth, a number like this, well, it gets people talking.
And look, this wasn't just some minor dip, This sales number is actually a near 4-year low for the company. So even though they're the undisputed king of EVs, Tesla suddenly found itself in a pretty serious downturn.
So what does that 23% actually mean in terms of cars? Well, let's look at the hard numbers. A year ago, Tesla sold over 51,000 vehicles. This year, not even 40,000. That's a difference of almost 12,000 cars. Ouch. Okay, so wait a minute. Sales are down a lot. That should mean competitors are eating their lunch, right? Well, this is where the story gets really weird. Because while their sales were falling off a cliff, their slice of the EV pie was actually getting bigger. How on earth is that even possible? Just look at this. It lays the paradox out perfectly. On one hand, you've got this painful 23% drop in the number of cars sold. But on the other, boom, a massive 13.6 percentage point increase in their market share. These two things just don't seem to add up. I mean, the scale of their dominance is just staggering. A year ago, Tesla controlled about 43% of the U.S. EV market. Today, it's almost 57%. So, to be clear, they sold fewer cars, yet somehow tightened their grip on the entire industry. This is the mystery we're going to solve.
So, how do we make sense of this? Well, the first piece of the puzzle, it actually isn't about Tesla at all. It's about the entire market they're playing in. Because as it turns out, context is everything.
And here's the key. While Tesla's sales were falling, the entire U.S. electric vehicle market was in an absolute free fall. We're talking a plunge of 41%. The reason? That big $7,500 federal tax credit disappeared, which made EVs instantly a lot more expensive for a lot of people.
So, when you put those two numbers side by side, the whole story changes. Suddenly, Tesla's 23% drop doesn't look so bad, does it? Compared to the market's 41% collapse, Tesla actually did way better than the industry as a whole. They were falling, sure, but everyone else was falling faster and harder.
But wait, that's only half the story. The second part of the explanation comes down to a specific, really risky gamble that Tesla made to try and fight this market crash. And it's a gamble that came with a hidden cost.
So Tesla saw the storm coming when the tax credit was ending, and they acted fast. They launched these new kind of stripped-down, standard versions of their most popular cars, the Model Y and Model 3. They priced them about $5,000 cheaper, all in a deliberate move to keep people buying after that government incentive went away.
But here's the catch, and Stephanie Valdez-Streety over at Cox Automotive just nailed it. This strategy had a big unintended consequence. The new, cheaper cars, they were poaching customers from Tesla's own, more expensive models. It's a classic business problem called cannibalization. So what is sales cannibalization? It's basically when a company launches a new product that ends up eating the sales of its other existing products. So a potential buyer who might have stretched their budget for a premium Model 3 suddenly sees the cheaper standard version and thinks, hey, I'll take that and save $5,000. Tesla still makes a sale, but it's a less profitable one than they might have gotten otherwise.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. The big takeaway here for competitive strategy is pretty clear. Sometimes, market dominance comes at a price, and headline numbers, they almost never tell the full story.
So here is how the whole paradox gets solved. 1. The entire market shrinks. 2. Tesla fights back with cheaper cars. 3. Those cheaper cars start stealing sales from their own premium models. That's the cannibalization. 4. The result is that Tesla's sales fall, yeah, but way less than the rest of the market. And 5. The final outcome. Tesla is left with a much bigger share of a smaller pie.
And this leaves us with a really critical strategic question for you to think about. In a tough market, is it better to protect your profits, or do you sacrifice some of those profits to solidify your dominance and maybe squeeze out your competitors? It's a huge trade-off that every business leader has to think about.
Thank you for watching. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. To continue learning with us, please subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. And if you found this breakdown valuable,
Please like, comment, and share. It really helps us reach a wider audience. We'll see you next time.